Today, we're jumping into a huge idea from Yuval Noah Harari's book Nexus. He wants us to look at all of human history, but not through the lens of kings or battles. Instead, he says it's all one big story about information. You know, from the very first stories told around a campfire, all the way to the AI that is literally changing our world as we speak.
So, let's start with a really old story, an ancient Greek myth. It's about Phaethon, the son of the sun god Helios. He begs his dad to let him drive the fiery sun chariot across the sky for a day. Well, he gets the reins, but this power, it's just way too much for him to handle. And the result? Absolute chaos and destruction.
Harari brings up this ancient warning because he sees it as a powerful metaphor for our own time. Because when you think about it, we are now gripping the reins of a chariot that's 1,000,000 times more powerful than Phaethon's ever was.
And that leads us to the big question we're tackling here. From social media algorithms to artificial intelligence, have we built something so powerful that we're not really in the driver's seat anymore? To even begin to answer that, we have to go way back to the very beginning, to the one tool that gave humanity its superpower in the first place.
You know, what is it that really separates us from every other animal on the planet? It's not just that we're clever or have opposable thumbs. According to Harari, our real secret weapon is our unique ability to cooperate in massive numbers. And what's the engine that drives all that cooperation? It's storytelling.
So Harari has this core concept, right? He calls it intersubjective reality. Now, what does that mean? Well, think about it. It's not something objective, like a rock you can touch. And it's not purely subjective, like a feeling only you have. It's something else. It's something that exists only because a whole bunch of us agree that it does. And these shared stories, they are literally the foundation of our entire civilization.
For thousands of years, the belief in gods has organized entire societies. It's built massive cathedrals, and yes, justified terrible wars. It's an incredibly powerful story that doesn't exist anywhere in the physical world, only in our collective imagination.
Or how about a nation? You can't physically touch America or France. It's a set of borders on a map. Laws, a flag, a national anthem. It's a story we tell ourselves about a shared identity. And that story is so powerful, it allows millions of complete strangers to trust each other and work together.
And then there's maybe the most successful story ever told: money. I mean, this little piece of paper in your wallet or just a number on a screen, it has zero inherent value. It only works because billions of people across the globe all believe in the exact same story about its worth. The entire global economy runs on this shared fiction.
And here's where you can really see our evolutionary edge. Our cousins, the Neanderthals, were probably just as intelligent as any individual Homo sapien. The problem was they could only cooperate in small family groups. But us, we use stories to weave together these huge networks that could do incredible things, from hunting mammoths to building entire cities.
Okay, but there's a huge catch. Once you build these powerful information networks on stories, a deep, fundamental conflict shows up. And honestly, this conflict has pretty much defined all of human history ever since.
See, our networks are always being pulled in two different directions. On one side, you've got the search for truth, using information to see the world as it really is. That's the goal of science, right? But it's often uncomfortable. It can tear old ideas down. And on the other side, you have the need for social order, using information, usually these big, unifying myths, to keep society from falling apart. And here's the kicker. These two goals are almost never pointing in the same direction. And if you look at history, you can see how new technologies constantly shift this balance. When writing was invented, it centralized information and power, creating huge empires built on order. Then, bam, the printing press comes along, blows that up, decentralizes everything, and fuels the scientific revolution, a huge win for truth. Then the pendulum swings back again with mass media like radio and TV, which allowed totalitarian states to beam one single story into millions of homes. And most recently, we had the internet, which promised this radical return to decentralization.
Which of course brings us to right now, because we are in the middle of building a completely new kind of network, one that changes the rules of the game entirely.
For every single moment of human history until now, information has been processed inside squishy, organic, carbon-based brains. But with AI, for the first time ever, we've created a non-organic information network. A network that can think and make decisions all on its own, without a human mind involved.
And the difference is just mind-blowing. Our human networks are slow, we get tired, we're full of biases. AI networks, they can sift through unimaginable amounts of data at almost the speed of light. But the really crucial part is this:
They allow for a level of centralized, automated control that no human government has ever been able to achieve before. And look, this is not some far-off sci-fi dystopia. This is happening today, right now. For example, in Iran, the government is using AI to enforce its mandatory hijab laws. So, a camera spots a woman driving without a hijab. An algorithm instantly confirms it, and an automated system sends out a warning or a fine. Think about that. No human officer, no paperwork, just automatic enforcement. That's what social order looks like when it's enforced at the speed of light.
And the infrastructure for this kind of thing, it's pretty much everywhere. It's estimated there are more than 1 billion, that's 1 billion with a B, surveillance cameras active in the world right now, creating this massive ocean of data, just waiting for an AI to analyze it.
And the stakes here can literally be life and death. This quote, it's just chilling. It's from a former director of both the NSA and the CIA talking about a drone program in Pakistan. An AI algorithm would analyze cell phone metadata from 55 million people to calculate a terrorist score. The system itself was deciding who might be a threat and who should be targeted based purely on patterns in the data. So, this brings us right back to where we started. We have built the most powerful chariot in human history, this non-organic network that connects and watches over all of us. And the reins? They're right here, in our hands. So the question is, can we do what Phaethon couldn't? Can we actually learn to steer this immense power? Can we find a way to balance that constant tug-of-war between truth and order without crashing and burning our world in the process?
At the end of the day, Harari argues that it all comes back to stories. AI has given us these unbelievable new tools for both creation and control. So the final, and really the most important question, is what are we going to do with them? What kind of shared reality, what kind of world are we going to build with all this new power? That's the story that we are all writing, right now.